This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. Topping the news tonight, the country is celebrating the second National Heroes Day today. And as we celebrate the men and women who have built our nation, some residents on Grand Bahama are sharing their thoughts on the significance of this holiday. Megan Shepard reports.
Residents on Grand Bahama are giving their take on the National Heroes Day and celebrating those that have made the country what it is to the present day. They say it is important to recognize our national heroes that have made sacrifices for the betterment of the country.
One of the things it begins to highlight and really helps the next generation to realize that we've always had Bahamians that have done great things and have been committed to building this country, and that's what a hero is all about. Someone that's selflessly give of themselves to make the world a better place and actually make their nation a better place. And truly, they are our heroes, and we ought to celebrate them.
While there are many who have made invaluable contributions to the country, these residents share their top picks.
National Heroes Day to me is a celebration of nation building and honoring those in our nation who would have given so much of themselves to all of us so that we could have a better country, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
I think it's a good thing, the renaming of it. I think it's all appropriate, recognizing that we have a lot of Bahamians that have contributed to the development and growth of this country. And I think that we have a lot of men and women who needs to be set aside and recognized for their contribution, because without them, the country probably would not be where it is today.
Now, as the country continues to grow and progress, they share advice to the future generations.
My advice to our young people today would be to get active early, whether it's in your church groups, whether it's in your school, whether it's in civic organizations, the Boy Scouts, the Girl Guides. Get active and find a purpose to serve people, to love people, and to serve them to the best of your ability. And if you build on a life of service, then you will have the satisfaction and the reward of knowing that you have helped to move the nation a little bit further along the road of progress.
We ought to take pride in contributing to the things that we know that we grew up on, that our grandparents shared with us, that our parents shared with us, things that are uniquely Bahamian. And we need to find ways to put it out there on the international market so that the world could know that we have something special, we have something unique that is totally Bahamian.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Well, the big event taking place on this National Heroes Day holiday on Grand Bahama is the McLeanstown Concracking Festival. This year, the committee implementing additional activities in celebration of the 42nd annual cultural event. Residents traveled from near and far to take in the festivities, as well as tourists, many of whom traveled to Grand Bahama just for the festival. General Manager of the Ministry of Tourism, Betty Bethel, thanked all those who took a trip to the East today, adding that this initiative could not be successful without them.
To the Bahamians, the local residents that are out here this afternoon, I'd just like to say to you that you are a part of this festival. Your attendance here every year is appreciated, and without you, we cannot have the dynamic atmosphere and ambiance that we have, and it's because of you. You actually create a natural people-to-people experience. And to our guests, we appreciate your being here because, you know, we distinguish this island as having 3 destination experiences. And this experience to the east is a cultural heritage experience. This is where you come and interact with Bahamians, where you get to sample our staple, which is the conch.
Officially opening this year's Concracking Festival was Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Harrison Thompson.
I wanted to be here in McLeanstown, and I'm happy that I came. When I saw the crowd here at this hour, I know we're in for a grand time. So ladies and gentlemen, I again bring greetings on behalf of the Honorable Minister of Tourism, the Minister for Grand Bahama, and the entire Bahamas government. And it is my distinct pleasure at this time to declare this Concracking Festival officially open. Please spend all you brought up here to spend. Don't take nothing back. Let the vendors sell out like they did in Nassau, and we'll all have a wonderful time. The event is now open for business.
Now tomorrow night we will bring you more highlights from this year's Concracking Festival. This is Youth Month in the Bahamas, and 25 young people here on Grand Bahama were honored over the weekend. These individuals were selected based on their work with the church, sporting clubs, and community activities. Megan Shepard has the story.
The youth recognition ceremony held over the weekend celebrated young people who are making a difference within the community. Director of Youth Darren Turnquest says the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture aims to provide access and opportunity to young people.
We are going to see some young people who definitely have been in some positive places, with some positive people doing some positive things. And we're going to see some young people who are celebrated, some young people who are empowered, and some young people who will begin to secure the future of other young people in this society. I would like to say, Honorable Minister, that today we are going to see some young people that shows greatness personified.
Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, says it is important to encourage young people who are making valuable contributions to the island and the country, but he adds that it is also equally important for these young people to believe in themselves.
Young people, it don't matter where you come from. It don't matter your present circumstance. It don't matter if you leave this auditorium tonight and your light is off. It don't matter if you're from a single family home or a broken home. You are in control of your own destiny. And so tonight, if you make a conscientious decision to say to yourself that I will be somebody, it will happen.
The road to success is filled with many obstacles, he adds, and in order to overcome them, you must be willing to make personal sacrifices and set priorities.
Determined to be an individual of value with integrity and a commitment to success. I want to say that again, young people, because sometimes when I travel from place to place, I do sometimes run into young people who are not committed to integrity. You must be committed to integrity and proper values, because people are watching you. And sometimes opportunities that were destined for you, you can miss because you have not prepared yourself with the necessary tools, particularly integrity.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
A man sustaining injuries yesterday after he reportedly fell from the second floor of Lighthouse Point in LUCAYAN. Unconfirmed reports reaching our newsroom say the man was carrying out repairs to the former LUCAYAN Beach Resort when he slipped and fell. He was taken to hospital where he is detained. His condition is not known at this time. We were unable to reach resort officials for comment on the incident. Dudley Say Jr. was sentenced on Thursday to 25 years in prison for the armed robbery of businessman Leslie Maycock. You may recall that Maycock, who owned the Hawksbill Mini Mart, was robbed and shot in the stomach while closing his store on July 15, 2009. He died 8 days later in hospital. In August, a jury convicted Said of armed robbery but acquitted him of Maycock's murder. Now, during the sentencing on Thursday, Justice Hartman Longley imposed a 25-year sentence, but Said will only have to spend 20 years, as the 5 years he has already spent on remand awaiting trial was taken into consideration. Said was represented by attorney Simeon Brown. His co-accused, Cordarold Wallace, was acquitted of both charges. With another case of the Ebola virus popping up in the United States, health officials now say a plan is in place and the Bahamas is prepared should a challenge arise while on Grand Bahama. should a challenge arise, while in Grand Bahama, the Minister of Foreign Affairs was asked about possible travel restrictions as a result of this virus.
We say that the Bahamas is following all the protocols with regard to that have been set by the World Health Organization, by PAHO, which is the Pan American Health Organization, and the Ministry of Health works quite closely with those bodies. So whatever measures are necessary for the protection of the Bahamian public are being put in place, and people should be advised to follow the precautions that have been issued by these bodies and our own Ministry of Health.
Stay with us, there's more news after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. On this National Heroes holiday, a local wellness expert and counselor is giving some sound advice on how you can change your life and take control of your destination. During a time when many people are facing financial challenges, naturopath and life coach Angelica Christie says we have the power to change our circumstances, but it all starts with a change in mindset.
The mind has a very, very strong impact on the body. Whatever you think, whatever you feel, your body creates the chemistry.
Angelica, who once operated a wellness center, says she has encountered many women who were unable to achieve their goals because of limitations in their minds.
I saw so many women especially who wanted to change and who needed to lose weight, and their self-esteem was low and all of this, and I could get them to a certain level where they saw results, but then their minds really sabotaged a lot of their good intentions.
She says the key to breaking free from mental slavery is to believe in yourself.
They need to know who they really are. They need to become really comfortable and confident in themselves. Once you know, you understand yourself, your true heritage, you start to radiate a different frequency. You attract different people into your life. You become more positive. And unless you see your glass half full and not half empty, you don't see the opportunities that are out there.
Students of the LUCAYAN International School got a surprise on Friday. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and Immigration, Fred Mitchell, stopped by for a visit, and he gave the students a lesson in how to become successful leaders of tomorrow. 4 students from LIS recently returned from New York, where they spent time at the United Nations on the invitation of Minister Mitchell. The Foreign Affairs Minister says it's important for all students to be knowledgeable and aware of international affairs.
I'm always pleased to be engaged in a structured opportunity in dialogue with young people. I told them my view is that the voting age should be lowered to 16 so that more people can get a say in what happens. Yes, there'll be a lot of public discussion about that, but my own point is to encourage people from a very early age to begin being involved in the civic life of the Bahamas.
Students expressed their appreciation to Minister Mitchell for his visit and for his insightful message.
He just was telling us about his childhood and how he knew he wanted to be a politician since he was 10 years old, and I felt that inspired us, especially us who aren't sure what we want to be.
His message and words were very delightful and informative, especially how he spoke about climate change and how there will be implementations to help Bahamians deal with it.
He developed a very personal and also a very inspirational message on not only politics and foreign affairs but also life itself. So I think it will help young people like me go on to do what I want in the future.
Now to this note, Bahamians everywhere can look forward to watching TBN's Praise the Lord program from the Grand LUCAYAN Resort this week. The program was recorded on the Great Lawn in early September and will be carried on TBN tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. The program will feature Bishop Ricardo Grant, Pastor Peter Pinder, Apostle Henry, and Dr. Ann Higgins, Pastor Lenora Sands, Pastor Eddie Victor, President of the Grand Bahama Port Authority Ian Roll, Pastor Simeon Outen and the New Life Singers, the Bahamas Brass Marching Band, Vanessa Clark, the Cooling Waters, and the Grand Bahama Youth Choir. The broadcast was coordinated by the Religious Tourism Department of the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism through the partnership of the Grand Bahama Island Tourism Board and the Grand Bahama Christian Council. Stay tuned. Sports is up next with Ricardo Lightborn.
Hey everybody, Sports Summer, Ricardo Lightborn. Tonight I'm dedicating sports to Gunslinger. That is Rozzy Roll. I'm a believer now. He said that the ride from Grand Key was one to remember. Well, the Grand Key Lobster Festival was a homecoming and also a challenge event for the residents and visitors to Grand Key Abaco. This was fun from start to finish. What would a festival be without the bouncing castle for the kids? Lobster Fest was the gathering point for the young people. Yep. Conch, Wilkes, and Curb salad was on the menu in Grand Key. The right herbs made the salad one to remember. Musical chairs for the kids was a real crowd pleaser. Even the adults got in the action, Grand Key style. Lobster Fest President Manthony Brooks said it was simply a wholesome way for everyone to have some fun.
We look at it as bringing our family back together. We also looking at it to better our community. The main purpose of this is giving back. So the senior citizens, the widowers, helping those unfortunate in Grand Key, repairing homes and stuff like that. So this is the main purpose of this Lobster Fest.
The faces of the kids tell the story of Lobster Fest. It's the games that get everybody in stitches and the smiles to boot. George Russell created the Lobster Fest to bring the residents together.
Every time you have events, what the event does is really bring people together. That's the key thing. And we bring a lot of our people back from home to take part in it. And plus it brings a little revenue to the island.
Visitors came from far and near to share in the celebration, and they were not disappointed. The watermelon eating contest was one that many had to laugh about, and it gets a thumbs up.
That's like nothing. I know I could handle that. That's why I enter that.
Yeah, but you had some competition though.
That ain't no competition for me.
You sure?
That's light stuff. That ain't no competition for me.
The boat cruise was the highlight of the weekend on Grand Key. On Grand Key and having a time to remember? Yep, only on Grand Key Abaco. Well, the Abaco Softball Association also completing its championship, folks. The Abaco Grocery Diamond Dolls defeated the Golden Harvest Major Payne 15-8 in Game 3. Tyron Russell and Christine Jajine were both 3 for 3 and 5 RBI. Rhonda Penn Eldon got the win, struck out 9 batters, and the loss went to Ali Curry. As far as the Diamond Dolls sweeping Major Payne 14-4 in Game 4, Tyler Russell, 3 for 4, 7 RBI. Rhonda Penn Eldon got the win again, and the loss goes to Janice Roberts. As far as the CRETA Bulldogs, they shut out the Simple Solution Sharks 4-0. Grant Albury posted a 3 for 4 game, 2 ribbies, and also Lyle Big Boy Sawyer threw a no-hitter, struck out 14 batters. Savannah Culmer was saddled with the loss. The Bulldogs then turned around and put away the Sharks 5-1 to sweep the series. Andrew Leakey Albury was 3 RBIs, part of a 2 for 3 game. Lyle Big Boy Sawyer struck out 12 batters this time. And Savannah Culmer also issued the loss. CRETA Bulldogs and those Abaco Grocery Diamond Dolls, they're going to be going to New Providence for the round robin on the 30th. Want to wish them congratulations. Well, the Bishop Michael Eldon School held its annual swim gala, folks. They held at the pool on Friday. A little bit of a competition and some fun. While some of the swimmers were more advanced than others, then, the youth Olympian of the whole idea, that is Joanna Evans, and head girl said simply, it was an event for everybody. Abaco House swim captain Jonathan Thompson agrees and also says, hands down.
Everyone likes to take fun and have fun. Everyone just has a great day out of it because we do swimming PE in the program and the swim gala.
It's good competition. It's a chance to have fun, participate, see where your talents are.
Well, let me tell you that head of the physical education department over there, that is Cherish Hollingsworth, says that the swim gala actually enhances the students' life, but adds that swimming is not only a vital part of the student life, but also Bahamian life, and therefore pleased to have it as a part of the B.M.E.S. curriculum.
It's not all about competing. We have a lot of kids here. They're not necessarily the best athletes, but they do have a whole lot of heart. They've gotten into the water. They've gotten points for their houses. And so we learn to compete in fellowship. We learn to compete in camaraderie and in good sportsmanship. We're a chain of islands surrounded by water. And survival is a very important part of what we teach, because a lot more kids we have coming in that actually have swimming pools in their yards. They live on the water. And so we definitely want to teach surviving swimming.
Well, get this, folks. Rumkey won the event, and Abaco right there as well. Nagua and Abaco second and third. Well, the primary schools going to come with Keith Mullings Basketball League is rolling right along. B.M.E.S Warriors defeating the East Grand Bahama team 13-3. Freeport Gospel Nephew Campbell 15-14. Walter Parker of Mary Star 8-5, and Sunland rolled by Maurice Moore 13-14, and guess what, Holmes Rock 14 and West End 7. As far as the volleyball side of things, they're winding down. Now the Oriole Nose was in an Nesbitt League. They will kind of national senior girls defeating Mary Star 19-21, 21-11, and 15-10. Igmarock over Jack Hayward 20-22, 21-15, 15-9. Igmarock girls also down in Wildcats of Jack Hayward 21-10 and 21-7. Not bad for volleyball. Well, the Miami Dolphins last week running on a bunch of foolishness, but no football is played until the Fins can play. Well, yesterday they did, and they did it again in Miami. Okay, somewhere downtown, it's a sports zone. These guys have it wrong. It's called a tailgate party, not a wall party. Okay, big screen TV, Miami Dolphins taking on the Green Bay Packers. 30 in his colors and in a war's nest, Dolphins off the bye week. Off the bye week is right, and talking a buggy load of smack, and they're also giving 30 fits. Here's the bet. If they win, he'll have to wear this Dan Marino jersey at the end of the game. Bullard is a Chicago Bear and just dropped by with his golf buds. If you're a football fan, well, fellas, you got your belly full and kicking back. Here's the Dolphins' face. When you know something's wrong, you'll never forget it. Yep, everyone's in shock. Green Bay's on the move. Patrice Campbell and Keith with 30. It's called breaking the ice. Green Bay making a run of the Miami Dolphins, and you know something is about to happen. New York Giant fan watching the game with Philly later on, and a shutout coming. Here's the play to remember. Now, how about that? A shot to celebrate the Green Bay Packers come from behind win over the Miami Dolphins. Dwight Knowles is in denial. Outside somewhere tells the story. Miami Dolphins did it again. They let their fans down. No crying in football, guys. Remember, no crying. And I think I need to apologize to all Miami Dolphin fans. Y'all got to be joking, baby. That's sports.